This week, IBM CEO Ginny Rometty and veteran executive Mike Roden announced the launch of a new organization, the IBM Watson Group, and a mission to make cognitive computing the centerpiece of the IBM brand. The details of the announcements are in my bullet points, and they've been very well covered in the press. Last year, I covered the significance of the Watson technologies in a video called Why Watson Matters, and that's available on this YouTube channel. What I'd like to do today is answer 3 questions that should come up when you're reviewing the news in this week's announcements. First, why is the term group significant? At IBM, a group is the highest level organizational unit, so it's a big deal. It means that Watson isn't a lab project, a first-of-a-kind crossover from research to development, or a protected emerging market experiment. It's arrived, and it'll be expected to perform on a level with groups like Systems and Technology, or STG, and the Software Group. For perspective, in 2012, STG had revenues of about $18 billion with gross profits in the range of 40%. IBM Software Group, same time, had revenues of about $25 billion and gross margins over 80%. So clearly, the expectations for Watson Group are high, to put it at that same organization level. Now, $1 billion is a statement, sure. But over a 3-year period, to IBM, $1 billion is like someone who makes $100,000 a year playing 5 Powerball tickets on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It's not going to make or break them. Well, it could make them. So the real statement here is that Watson is a group. And at IBM, that means they expect big things from it. I've known Steve Gold, who's now the VP of the Watson Ecosystem Program, for a couple of years, and he's the client. He also has one of the coolest jobs in technology today. He's overseeing and managing the relationships between IBM and all the companies that are interested in participating in this new ecosystem program. These are the companies that want to leverage Watson as a platform and the new openness that they've announced recently. I think that the ecosystem program is important for 2 reasons. First, IBM has recognized that Watson as a platform opens up more opportunities for applications than IBM alone could envision or actually execute on. So opening it up will speed adoption and make it harder for competitors to get traction in cognitive computing. Second, and perhaps more importantly, the business model for this kind of an ecosystem is more like an app store or an iTunes than it is a conventional enterprise software sale. If you remember the margins that I just quoted for STG and the Software Group, as Watson scales and becomes pervasive in industry after industry, I expect this group to yield similar results for IBM because cognition as a service is going to shift the development efforts to the partners. Historically, VHS beat Beta because they built an ecosystem of partners. iTunes is cleaning up because it has an ecosystem with content producers. IBM has a rare opportunity with an ecosystem to dominate what we expect to be a major global market. Tech vendors obviously should care about this move by IBM because it clearly changes the playing field. Now, that's an overused term in our industry, but it's no longer just about faster and cheaper IT. We're talking about smarter systems and raising the expectations of the people who use them. Individuals should care because enterprises that provide services, from banks and insurance companies to publishers in the DMV, now have an opportunity to build intelligence into their systems. And at least one in every competitive market will probably do so soon. So I think that shopping for services is now going to include a mental checkbox. Is this a smart service? Am I getting the best advantage of the technology? Watson's going to make billions for IBM. I have no doubt about that. But it's also going to make billions for investors and for entrepreneurs in completely new areas. And I think that giving them access to a new class of tools that was out of reach before is just going to change the landscape of new applications over the next couple of years. So stay tuned. We think this is an area poised for explosive growth. Thanks.